Okay, so we talked about lethargia.
Yeah, we did.
Anything you want to say about Night with Nathan, and then after that we'll kind of end it with plugging the hell out of a performance.
Yeah, like, well, that's the thing, man. I can't say too much more about Night with Nathan. I'll say that was another one where, like, the people I met on that project were incredible. That's where I met Rafia. That's where I met, like I said, Locked in the Cellar, Skeeta. Oh my God, what was the guy's name? Devin, what was the guy's name who was the cop? Like the ex-cop.
Oh, Marks.
Marks. Yeah, that's how I met Marks, who was a wild character, but he really went all out for his cameo in the film. It's you know, it's all about wait, what am I saying? I went to
about One Night, right?
Yeah, why did I go to One? Fucking what a brain fart that was. Okay, reset. That's where I met everybody for. It's because Rafia worked on both, so I divulged from Rafia into. No, that's where I met Rafia. That's where I met Marissa. Marissa did a killer job too. Man, I didn't even know, like, there's the guy who plays Rooster. His name's Mike. He's an awesome dude. But like even like Pete Comrie, like I didn't quite know him and really work with him before Night with Nathan, but like he's producing my next film. He's incredible to have on set.
Nice.
He came out for One Night in Lethargia for the wraparounds. He plays the bartender I was talking about. So I'd say
Both him and Brett.
Yeah, well, I'd work with Brent on Taz, right? So that was kind of my first time finally. We had talked to each other for years, but Taz was our first time like working with each other, and that kind of brought me back into the conversation for shooting Night with Nathan. But no, much like One Night, it's a lot about the people you meet on these projects. Really, like I had such a good time. Like the movie kind of has these segments, so every time we were going to a new place, there'd be a new array of people. So just slowly working through that, getting to the end was really fun. And yeah, like I said, a lot of these people I've now cast in my next project or are working with me in the future. So yeah, that's a big part of it. I can't, like I said, can't say too much about Night with Nathan story wise.
Well, when can people expect to see that one, and where?
It's doing the festival thing, so it's starting to submit to festivals right now. Yeah. I've been trying to convince him to do a Highland screening soon, but it kind of sounds like he prefers to do his entire festival run, then do a Highland screening. Because the local people will still be there no matter what. But so it might be a little longer before we're able to properly see Night with Nathan. But I feel like good things come to those who wait.
That was also the first film project I was ever officially hired on to score.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that you're doing the music.
Well,
I had a couple tracks in there.
Okay.
Yeah, the majority of the music in that film is by Tommy Rot, the band that Pete is in. I believe they're still active here and there. I think they might just be on hiatus. Cool. But they were an active band for like 10 or 20 years or something crazy like that. I don't fact check me on that. But we used the majority of that as like the backbone of the soundtrack. But there was a bunch of scenes that just needed like an extra touch. So Devin came in to do some scoring, and like in one scene particularly, he kind of like really made one of the most important scenes in the movie work.
Wow,
So
I'm excited to see that.
yeah, huge praise to you for that, Mr. King.
Okay, well, so we can expect a Night with Nathan hopefully within maybe the next year.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's this year, but it might end up being like early next year. It's hard when it's out of your hands, right? Like I handed off because I was editor, so I handed off the final, picture lock, done edit of it like months and months ago at this point. So it's out of my hands. But yeah, no, it's coming.
All right. Well, let people know about the big project you have going on right now.
Cool. Okay. Well, I guess to round it out, the final thing on the docket is Performance of the Year. It's a project I've been working on for, well, script-wise, about 7 years, I think is where it tacks in. Maybe it might just be getting towards 8 years now. It's hard to tell. But it was actually supposed to be my follow-up to 44. That's around the time when I started writing it. And it kind of, came to life in the wake of the Me Too movement. But because of that, I needed to take a long time to do it right. And I'm glad I did, because the original ending was basically the ending of Promising Young Women. So when I saw that movie, it kind of was one of those moments where you walk out of the theater and you're like, man, that was incredible, but I need to rewrite my script, because it was just like, that was what I had planned to a T. So it delayed it a couple more years even more. And yeah, I was even thinking about doing another project, but something kept nagging at me, being like, you got to make performance. So I ended up sending it to a few people and saying, what do you guys think of this one? And the feedback was over the moon. So yeah, we've gone forward. Budget wise, it's more budget than all of my previous films put together. So we're really going all in on this film. But I believe in it. It's easily my best script I've ever written. And a fair few people think so too. But yeah, man, like I can't say too much plot wise. It's about a struggling actress in Toronto who's kind of trying to get roles and kind of at, the end of her rope with this whole acting thing. And then she gets one audition that could change everything. And that's kind of our soft pitch for it for everybody. But yeah, we're filming it over summer this year. And the dream is that we have an edit put together by the end of the year, because we want to do a nice, concise filming schedule on that. But yeah, man, like after that, I feel like it should be fairly good to go. We want to get so much in camera. There's not tons of special effects to do with this one, so yeah, it's gonna be my big one. And then what would that make it? 2026 is gonna be when that one kind of does its thing. No clue what the path for that is. If I really believe in it, like full out, I'll probably send it to some of the bigger festivals that that we've all dreamed of. You kind of take those chances when you go all in on a film, I think. And then yeah, obviously we'd be eyeing a Highland screening eventually, because that's where we like to do it for our home base crew.
In this one, you're directing and shooting.
Yep. So I'm writer, director of photography, editor, and I guess executive producer is it rounds it all out. Which yeah, sounds like a lot, but then you also kind of save a lot of money when you do it that way, because the more hats you wear, the less you have to pay other people for those jobs.
And maybe a lot of time, no communication with a DP, right? Yeah.
That's a big thing for me, man. Like, that's why people need so much time on set sometimes when that all happens. But as crazy as it sounds, I do kind of compartmentalize my own psyche sometimes to be like the DOP side of me and the director side of me. So I can have those internal conversations like while I'm even watching a take back, where I'm just like, okay, what could we do image wise for this, and what could I tell her performance wise to get it out of there? And then you do both in between one take instead of chiseling away at it. You know what I mean? Like, it can just save the amount of takes you're actually doing. Because it can overwhelm people when you're trying to do too many changes at once. But yeah, I don't know, man. At the same time, you got to delegate. So this film, I've definitely it's the biggest crew I've ever had by far. The reasons for that are obvious if you read the script, but but yeah, there's definitely a lot of crew and cast, and what we're trying to pull off is pretty bold, but we've always done a lot with a little. So I think we can do it, man. I think we can do it, but I gotta say this is probably like the end of this this chapter of my filmmaking career for a little while, because when you take a big financial risk like this, it's not like you can just make a bunch more films after it easily. So it'll probably be, taking a couple of years, recouping funds, trying to find another project I can get behind. I've written a pretty cool script called A Victimless Crime that I've messed with before, but it also might take a bit of money. So yeah, might be a while before I make another movie after Performance of the Year, but at the same time, you can't, as much as I'd like to just make $7,000 films for the rest of my life, I I feel like there is something more, and there's something more to it when you. It's kind of like the idea of shooting on film. Like when people come together and they hear the film going through the camera, they treat it more seriously. And I feel like being open with the cast and crew with how much money you're spending, not overly, but like to enough of a vague point that it's like, guys, like I'm putting everything on the line here. We can't be screwing around. We can't just be on our phones while we're trying to get shit done. Like this is the big one. You know what I mean? We got to go all out on this. So hopefully it adds a level of severity.
Cool.
But yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
I'm really excited to see how performance goes. Hopefully we can have you back on after the production of that, and we'll see how it went.
I would love to, man. I'd friggin' love it. But yeah, I like to stay busy. Shout out to everybody in the London film community, because I am just one piece of many. That's like I was saying, there's so many people you could get on here, because there's just a lot of people around doing stuff now. And I gotta say, that was not the case when we were in film school, man. Maybe that's a good transition into, if you want to watch another video we're about to make soon, but I feel like when we were doing our thing back in the day, like, it was me, it was you, it was like 4 other people I knew that graduated from Fanshawe that were still in town, and that was it. Unless you want to, like, Matchbox has always been there.
Yeah,
so
London has gone crazier, at least for our level, in the past few years, especially. Yeah,
and a big part of that's these indie screenings I'm talking about, right? Like when you have a place to screen it now, out of nowhere, you have people like Jen Romney's, and you have Jerry Zeiler, who is getting getting the ideas of like, okay, well, like, now's the time to start making things. There's a couple other local filmmakers that are younger, who I'm not super, like, I don't know them too well, but I've heard through the grapevine that, we're doing it, but now the younger people are seeing us doing it and saying, my turn. You know what I mean? So as long as we can inspire this and we can actually grow a little scene here, like, because like you're saying, dude, like, how many more independent screenings has there been in the last 3 years compared to the last 10 before that? It's ridiculous.
Because before it felt very rare.
Yeah.
Obviously,
we'd get
Matchbox was here.
You know what I mean? Like, we'd get Retromanias where we'd see old movies, but, like, we weren't seeing this, like, influx of independently made features. Like you said, Matchbox, 100%. They've been doing it. They've stayed fairly local to London for a long time. They made, Kingdom Come when we were in college.
Yeah.
So, big shout-outs to them for that, but for keeping it going. But, it can't just be one, right? So I think all of us have collectively come together and shown this is possible. And hopefully it keeps the ball rolling, man.
And London is a versatile city. Aside from having to deal with the fucking snow for a few months, if someone is watching this, maybe a fan of yours, and they want to make their own feature film, and they're starting off from scratch, do you have any basic good advice for them?
Okay, well, in asterisks, because I'll get to my good advice after, but my first advice is go find MJDDOP on Instagram, because Michael Yari Davidson is literally just a series of advice and tips for that very thing. Like, if you actually want somebody who's got years more experience than I do to tell you all the nitty gritty, go check him out, because like, legitimately that'll get you a great base. But I will say, in my personal advice, it's literally just like, you gotta start making it. And again, great transition into what we're about to do next, but you literally just need to start, because if you don't start making it, you won't make the bad thing, and if you don't make the bad thing, you're not going to make better. So like, that's the thing about filmmaking. I've never met somebody in person. There's these legendary people you hear about who got the rare chance, but in person, I've never met somebody whose first feature is like mind-blowingly good. Like, you have to learn to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes to make better art. So if you want to make films, just get as much money as you have or are willing to say goodbye to. It's almost like gambling in a way. just be okay to never see that money again, and then get your friends and family together, even if it's just to begin, and film your brother and do whatever. Like, just start. And then once you've started, you can grow from there, and you'll learn what you like. And you got to watch movies too, right? Like, if just watch the kind of movies you love and make the kind of movies you feel like aren't out there. Because we've all seen, God, again, we've all made a short film with somebody in a suit with a gun who wakes up to an alarm clock, whose psyche is breaking down, who's like, we've all done it, man. But like, once you've made that and you realize, okay, that's done, you're going to start making the films that are your personality and your voice. And again, that's kind of why I love performance so much, to bring it back to that, and why I worked on it for 7 years, is because like, that is the most I've ever been able to put on the page. And it's the film I've never seen be made. So like, that's a Kevin Smith quote, not me, but like, go out and make this film that you've never seen, because that's what we need. Not just another hodgepodge, which again, you might make the hodgepodge to get there, but you just got to start making movies, and then you're going to get better, and you're going to surpass me in no time. So that's the fun part, right? Like, I love it, man.
Everyone, thank you so much for watching. This was a pretty great interview, and I hope you guys got a lot of knowledge from this. And by all means, please go check out everything going on at Orange Hat Film Productions. Darryl, where can they find more information about your company?
Oh, the website, man. Like, Jamar's done an amazing job on the website. We actually got some good tips from Brittany, who helps out on a lot of Letterbound stuff too, to kind of bring it the final bit there. But I love that website. It's got tabs for everything. There's a contact us page if you want to get a hold of us. Like, check out the website for anything new, up and coming. We've always got a little tab at the top that's like, ooh, this new thing just dropped. Like, we won the Canadian, or Best Canadian Film at the Toronto Spring into Horror Film Festival. And that was like our banner for a little bit, just like the Best Music Video we won for Laura Gagne's Quicksand. So like, if we're doing something and it's recent, it'll pop up there. So orangehatfilmproductions.com. You can check out the YouTube for our feature films, because like I said, we'll have 44 has always been up there. I think Taz is going to join that club soon. And then, hopefully in the next year, we're going to get some physicals going too. So if you want to buy reprints of some physical stuff that we've done, that should all be coming. So check out the website. And I got to say, man, thank you so much. I had a lot of fun. I love tooting my own horn. No, but it's really fun to go down memory lane a bit and just see how it all happened, because it's really not that crazy. It's been slow, but like, anybody can do it. Like,
a lot of work looking back on it all these years after that, right?
Oh yeah. But it's not, it's not this undoable thing. I think, like, especially because people feel like, oh well, I'm not in Hollywood, I can't do it. But that's not true, man. Fun fact that I guess he's fine with it being known now. But if you ever heard of a YouTuber called Gerald Undone, he's like, if you ever looked for gear, you've probably seen his face before online. But yeah, he lives in London, dude. The majority of his videos have all been made in London, Ontario. And he is one of the most notable people out there on YouTube for his segment. So like, it does not matter where you are. Just do your thing, and you do you, and that's it, man. Like, I feel like we all just gotta bring each other up, and that's the secret to it all. But yeah, no, thank you so much.
Guy's crazy.
Right, but yeah, no, thank you so much again for having me, man. This has been great, and hopefully we can do a couple more episodes too.
Absolutely. All right, guys, look forward to more videos with Darryl coming soon, and then hopefully after his next film here on Gaia Wave. We'll see you guys next time.